Today is part 1 of our series on the murder of Girly Chew. Our focus on this episode is on Diazien Hossencofft, the self-proclaimed scholar who also happened to be a med school failure, womanizer, scammer, and all-around blood enthusiast weirdo. We'll look at his involvement with Girly Chew and several other women he conned into relationships, as well as his escalating behaviors and the eventual stalking of Girly. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. We may not be able to bring you an ad about the boner-enhancing effects of Blue Chew, but stick around, because Girly Chew, that we can do. And this story is bringing the strangeness. This is Necronomipod.
Did you guys have a good time at Old Wrestling this weekend?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Always fun.
It always is. It's always like one of the best weekends of the year. Just a fun show.
Drank some beers, met some listeners,
Yeah.
watched some wrestling.
Yeah. There's a lot of new wrestlers this year, which was cool.
I did not recognize most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the local indie scene. It's always weird. We had a few people say like, came here just to meet you guys. And I'm like, I'm sorry. This like, we're pretty underwhelming. I hope you like wrestling because this can be a long night for you if you just came to say hi to us. Right. I appreciate it, but hope you like watching, men in underwear roll around on a mat for a couple hours.
Go get yourself a double whiskey so you feel a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. Did you ever try the food? You ate.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Was it good? I don't remember asking you about it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I had the Impossible Burger.
You were disappointed because you're on like a better diet. New and improved lean and mean Ian. I saw a bunch of comments. People are impressed. But you love their buffalo chicken sandwich there, and you couldn't have it this year.
Nope.
But the Impossible Burger was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Their
The fries
food,
were good too.
Everything I've tried from there has always been delicious. Good service. You never have to really wait long at the bar.
Nope.
And it's not a place that you would think had really good food.
Not at all.
I wouldn't expect that.
I wouldn't even think they had food.
Right.
Bag of Doritos off the back wall from last year.
Right. From last year. It's like the old Doritos logo still from like the 90s.
That's like one of my favorite parts of the day. Like I don't even watch the first match because I'm in there waiting for my food or sitting there eating my food.
That's funny.
I don't know. We went to Denny's on the way home. That was pretty fucking tasty.
I ran into Ian earlier today away from the studio, and I had told him that since Saturday, I have been thinking about that turkey sandwich nonstop. It was so fucking good. And I've had it before, but it just hit the spot.
There you go.
Does Denny's ever fail?
Of course not.
No.
Just when they're closed, that's when they fucking fail.
Yeah, one in our fucking town that closes at like 10 o'clock. But yeah, that was a really good time. Thanks for everyone who came out and said hi. Appreciate that. It's always really weird, like meeting listeners and people who are like fans of yours, and I never know how to react. I'm always just so thankful, but I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. That means a lot. Let's watch wrestling and drink some beer. But it was neat. We'll probably do it again next year, I think, as long as they'll have us back.
Yeah.
Probably do it every year.
Just Brew Jared didn't get us in any trouble, so we can be invited back.
That's unusual.
He was pretty calm this time.
He was.
Yeah.
Didn't do a lot of yelling.
He's
a couple
usually bad.
times he got walked up to real close to the ring and started pointing at people.
But they loved it.
Yeah,
they would point right back.
That was good.
Yeah. No, I don't mean to make it sound like he gets us in trouble. He doesn't ever do that when we're there. He has a good time. He gets some chants started with that crowd. He's a good hype man.
Yeah. What do we get? Was it Major Minor? We got Major Loser chanting.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Major Loser.
He was chanting that hard at that dude. He was getting him even as he was walking to the back.
That guy came up on like Instagram since that show. He's like a champ in AIW. One of their like lower tier belts. AIW is a local Cleveland promotion. For those of you non-wrestling nerds.
Most of you.
Dave called us out and called us dweebs on social media. I didn't appreciate that very much.
It's just using your own terms back at you.
Yeah,
fellas.
I said, here's how we don't look like dweebs. We both don't wear yellow and black, pal.
I thought you were being ironic.
No, it was foolproof plan. He broke kayfabe. So, woke up to that insult this morning. Good way to start your day is to have your feelings hurt.
You got over it. Look at you, right back at it.
Fucking dweeb. Oh, is a wrestling shirt nerd. Why don't you go read a book, loser?
I saw somebody commented about Gypsy Rose because my Hitman shirt that I wore that night.
You were sending out signals to her.
Yeah, so it's very similar to the license plate that guy had on the front of his car. So
Which is just his name, Hitman, though,
right,
right?
but the skull though.
With Bret Hart's logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I saw someone comment and said like Gypsy's triggered as fuck right now.
Yeah, she's wet as fuck looking at that photo.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. We should have tagged her in that post. Like, tagged you as Gypsy. That would have been... Because remember how we used to tag celebrities in some of our posts? That would have been funny. Could have tagged my crotch as Pete Davidson just because, massive dongs and whatnot. Anyways. Ian, you're back at your old ways. This was a one-parter that is no longer a one-parter.
It's a crazy story. It's very confusing and
It's fucking wacky, man.
it is one of the weirdest ones we've ever talked about.
Yeah. That's saying something.
It's got a little bit of everything in it, even some cult stuff. A lot of cult vibes in this story.
Sure.
We just covered something on Patreon, the Chop Chop House. That was a little bit of like a true crime murder that led into paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Worlds colliding.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Necronomipod. That's available at the, what's the name?
All levels.
But starting at the, what tier? The $5 is named,
Barney Hill.
The Barney Hill
tier.
tier. Yeah. That poor bastard.
Rest in peace.
Girly Chew was born on August 27th, 1963 in Malaysia. We don't know a ton about her early life, but at 21 years old, Girly was hired as a marketing representative at Hong Kong Bank in Penang, where she became close friends with a coworker named Susan. In 1989, Girly and Susan came to the United States on a vacation, and they had a really good time, so they made it an annual thing. One afternoon in 1992, at the San Diego SeaWorld, Girly Chew met a very Keith Raniere type individual named Diazien Hossencofft.
Is that a douchier name? Diazien Hossencofft?
Hossencofft.
Yeah. Is that a douchier name than Keith Raniere? I think it is.
Yes.
Well, because it's a self-proclaimed or self-styled name. Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about, but that's not his Christian name.
What?
He looks like Keith Raniere. He's very similar in appearance.
100% looks like Keith Raniere.
Pictures you sent us, like it looks like Keith, but just has like that, like you look like a dude, like just a little twerp.
Yeah.
But you're cocky about it, and that's like how I felt like triggered with Keith. Like I don't consider myself to be a tough guy. I know I could kick Keith's ass. I can kick fucking Hoff's ass. Like that can happen, and you're gonna be brash about being such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
They think they're extremely smart. Keith had the highest IQ in the world at one point.
And he had charisma. And he has charisma, though.
Diazien is very similar. He was originally born Armand Chavez Jr. in Houston, Texas on March 5th, 1965 to Yolanda and Armand Chavez Sr. Diazien had a relatively normal childhood. When he was around 7 years old, his parents got divorced and he went to live with his father and new stepmother. When he was around 16 years old, he moved out to go live with his mom in Phoenix, Arizona. While going to high school, Diazien played football, and during a game, he was knocked unconscious. He didn't wake up for a significant period of time and was airlifted off the field via helicopter. He spent about a week in the hospital, and after this incident, people said he was never the same. Like there was a complete shift in his personality, and not a good one.
Spoiler alert, CTE.
What if we lock up or what if we just take all these people that had the CTE injury and put them on an island? They can't do any bad.
What
We
if?
just do a whole
themselves.
bunch of bad to each other.
Yeah, it'll be like Escape from New York, just one big prison island of CTE people.
Or what if we try to stop our athletes from getting CTE?
That would also be a nice path to go down, Mike. What did I think of that? You're thinking preventative. I'm thinking
Yeah.
after the fact.
I think sports have come a long way in the last, like, even 5 years. This has nothing to do with sports, but I didn't mean to shit on sports. But NFL's doing a lot. Hockey's doing a lot.
Well, he was playing football, so just gotta.
It's true. I guess this does have exactly to do with sports. Apologies.
Gosh.
Thanks, Goof.
Goof. What's up, Goof?
After high school, Diazien went to Notre Dame for chemistry, where he met his future wife, Rosemary Guerrero. This marriage is the first verifiable evidence of Diazien lying about who he was. He and Rosemary got married on February 23rd, 1986, and on the marriage certificate, Diazien wrote that he was a technician for an immunology lab, even though he was working part-time at a hospital and hadn't graduated college yet.
That's his MO, huh?
Like any cult leader, a liar.
A liar, yeah. Visions of grandeur.
In 1987, Diazien graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and started applying to multiple medical schools, only to be rejected by all of them. Diazien never talked to anyone from the media explaining his side of things, so we don't know what his mindset was regarding practicing medicine. We do know that he is one of those people that thinks he's way smarter than he actually is.
Dunning-Kruger effect. Like
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, people with limited competence overstate their abilities and things. Like dumb people think they're smart because they're too dumb to know they're dumb.
Dunning-Kruger?
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger. I don't think I've heard that before.
You should read about it. It's interesting.
Third cousin of Freddie?
I think it's two people, like a Dr. Dunning and Dr. Kruger, if I'm not mistaken.
My joke was funnier, but okay. I got all scientific about it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Mr. Dunning-Kruger. I don't remember, but
His first wife, Rosemary, said that Diazien would get furious if anyone questioned his intelligence or brought up the fact that he couldn't get into medical school. Like fly into like blind rage type shit. The following year, Rosemary caught Diazien cheating on her with multiple women, which is super shitty considering Rosemary was pregnant with his kid. But this wasn't the biggest issue in their relationship. Rosemary had caught Diazien drawing his own blood multiple times. Who knows what he was doing with his own blood or what the mindset was with it. I mean, we have a good idea later on, but he never talked about this stuff specifically. But soon after, he ditched Rosemary and his newborn son. In July of 1990, Diazien finally got accepted into the University of Utah's College of Medicine. For no apparent reason other than to gain sympathy, Diazien rolled right into Utah, lying to his classmates and professors. He kept telling everyone that his wife and child had died in a car accident. One professor got bad vibes from Diazien and started to look into his backstory, but couldn't find anything in the news about a fatal car crash involving a woman and her newborn baby. Furthermore, this professor kept digging and found that Diazien had been falsifying his lab results, forged his letter of recommendation to get admission, and he had falsified a federal grant application, listing himself as married before he actually was, to get more money. So he was kicked out of Utah's medical college. But before he left, Diazien had convinced multiple classmates to let him draw their blood to do who knows what with.
What the hell?
sure, Diazien, you can have my blood.
Yeah, how does that conversation go? Like,
Hey, can I
hear me
draw
out.
your blood?
Yeah. They're like, okay, sure.
He's real big into genetics. We'll get into a lot of just using big science words. And people are
Big
like,
science words.
all right.
Look at the big brain on Diazien.
People are like, sure, here's my blood.
I'm a super phlebotomist. Let me get your blood.
We said in the beginning that Diazien met Girly Chew in 1992 at SeaWorld in San Diego, California.
I heard they had a whale of a time at that first meeting.
Boom.
Was Shamu there, I wonder? Perhaps.
Isn't he at all of them back then? Or wasn't he at all of them back then?
Yeah, there's been a bunch of Shamus, right? It's just kind of a generic name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what was that documentary that came out and kind of destroyed SeaWorld's life?
Yeah.
Blackfish? Something?
Black something.
Blackfin,
Blackfin?
maybe. I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
I don't think we got anywhere near the answer. We're like, yeah, that's it. Fuck yeah, pat ourselves on the back. Good job, boys.
The two of them exchanged addresses and started writing to each other. Diazien was still using his real name, Armand, for the time being. They wrote back and forth for a while. Then Diazien sent a letter to Girly's parents saying that he wanted to marry their daughter. He told them that he worked for NASA's National Defense System subdivision and that he was born in Zurich, Switzerland. By the end of 1992, Girly would be moving to the United States to get married to Diazien.
This guy's got a whole bag of lies, whole pocket full.
He's wearing cargo shorts, pants. He's got so many lies in his pockets. Two simply will not do.
Gave me that little short one at the top there that you can fit your key in. He's got an extra lie in there, huh?
What's that? I don't know that thing. You mean in the side? Yeah, okay.
a little
I'm
extra
thinking like by like the belt buckle part. I'm like, there's a fucking pocket they put on those things. Because I know some of them, like the old running pants, used to have like inside.
Oh, yeah.
pockets to
Yeah,
keep things
yeah.
safe. I think there was a time when there was like a pocket for like your iPod that you can put into like, and then the cord for
That's
your
right.
headphones would
Yeah,
go through your
Right.
shirt.
Ah, the good old days.
Yeah.
Technology.
In between this letter to Girly's parents and Girly moving to the United States, Diazien legally changed his name to Diazien Hossencofft.
Hossencofft.
He said that he did this because he was putting together a Japanese name and a German name, which he considered Japan and Germany to be superior to the rest of the world.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Diazien Hossencofft. I'm thinking of changing my name to Issei Sagawa Ribbentrop. What do you think? That kind of rolls off your tongue,
It
right?
flows well. Can't wait to see you change your social media handles to all that. They're like, sir, that's too many characters.
Characters. Yeah, that's
I'm
a
gonna
couple
call
of
you-
characters, all right.
He also moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and introduced himself to neighbors as a geneticist and told the same story about how his wife and kid died in a car accident.
If he'd have met Jesse, he could have turned into Walter White before Walter White. He could have been Walter White Hossencofft.
See?
Ran the meth game out in Albuquerque. Heisenberg.
Hossencofft.
Heisenberg Hossencofft.
That's a name. That's a name.
Say my name. Hossencofft.
On December 28th, 1992, Diazien bought a $7,500 ring for Girly, and when she arrived in the U.S. the following day, he officially proposed. When Girly was like, "You've been going by the name Armand this whole time, now you're saying that your name is Diazien," he told her that he had to use the fake name Armand in letters because of his defense work for NASA. And with that, Diazien and Girly were married on January 8th, 1993.
Okay.
See you guys next week.
You're probably wondering where he got the money for that $7,500 ring. I think you're going to find out in a little bit. I know you're asking yourselves that question right
I
now.
am wondering where he got that.
As
money.
I was when I read that.
So just a couple years ago, he was in college, not doing very well.
Taking some blood and getting kicked out and stuff.
I think it's worth pointing out that Girly wasn't a mail order bride or anything like that. You kind of get that vibe from some of the reporting on this case, and it's not like that at all. She just fell for Diazien scams like everybody else had been over the years that we'll get into.
I'm glad you said that because I think that's right.
Well, because
Does
she's
get that
Malaysian
feel.
and...
Yeah. Yep, 100%.
In February, Diazien and Girly moved into a pretty well-off house in Albuquerque, and over the next couple years, financially, Girly had no reason to question Diazien. He allegedly left his job with NASA to get back into medicine and said that he was a thoracic surgeon, specializing in saving people from near-fatal car accidents. It's so weird.
That's a real deep cut one. Like so ridiculous that you just believe it.
Yeah, because he would make that up.
Right.
He is so on the car accidents.
It's his thing.
But why can't they be suffering from some other type of injury?
I only deal with car accidents. Sorry. Is there a thoracic surgeon in the house? Was the patient injured in a car accident? No? Well, no, then there's not.
My
No.
child broke her arm. Can you help set it? Was it broken in a car accident? If not, no. Get the fuck away from me. You and your broken child.
So this job, like how good of a surgeon he was, required him to travel around the country for long periods of time, like doing stuff at different hospitals. They were driving expensive cars. We already said they lived in a very well-off neighborhood. Diazien was driving a Jaguar. Girly was driving a BMW. Things seemed really good. Girly also had a job at a bank and moved up in the ranks pretty fast and was making a solid amount of money. Like she could easily survive on her own. The only red flag at this time was that Diazien had a room in their house that was locked at all times, and no one but him was allowed inside. We know from previous episodes that is not a good sign. You should probably be allowed to be in whatever room in your house that you want to be in.
Yep.
Well,
Who had the garage?
Jerry Brutos.
Was it the cops fucking backed into and then like, oh, we'll pay for all of this. And there's a body hanging in there.
yeah.
John Wayne Gacy also had
All these
his
guys, yeah.
spot in his garage that no one was allowed in.
I don't remember that. I just remember he had people buried in all fucking places, right? Like in
Yeah.
the crawl spaces in the backyard and all
Gotta
that.
maximize your space, yeah. All I'm gonna say though is, I don't know how many people this guy convinced he was a doctor, but if this guy came into my hospital room, I would tell the nurse to operate on me with an old rusty steak knife before I would let this fucking clown come anywhere near me. So, and he must have been a smooth talker.
That's what I was going to say. Do you
I'm
think
not
it's easy to
buying
say in
it.
retrospect, but
I don't know.
was he Mr. Charisma?
He must have been, because
Clearly, you
in
don't.
still pictures, I'm not buying it.
Well, he wasn't actually working in any hospital.
No, I know, but just to convince people that he
Oh,
was, like,
yeah.
I just my first, like, if I saw him at a party, and he's telling me this, I would think I wouldn't let you anywhere near me.
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Diazien and Girly had been trying to have a baby for pretty much their whole relationship, but it wasn't working.
So he was putting cream pies in there.
Yeah, he was.
Well, let's save the cream pie for me, guys. He needs to stop. There'll be no other talk of other people giving cream pies on the show.
Okay, fair enough. Isn't that how procreation works, though?
I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just trying to put cream pies in people.
I just think that when you're having a conversation at a party or something, and then, like a couple, like, yeah, we're trying. I just picture, you know, you're getting cream pied
Yeah.
a couple times a week, every day, perhaps. That's what you're really telling us.
Our old pal Ed from former Pod Van Dam used to go around and be like, or used to say, like, when someone tells me they're trying to get pregnant, I used to think like, oh, so you're doing a lot of comes in your wife. Thank you for that information.
That's it. That's really what you're telling us.
He doesn't say this, but I'm thinking like, oh, he's putting that in the bank for later on. He's going to think about that. At least I would. That'd be me. If you tell me some information like that.
Not exactly sure why they weren't able to have a baby, but Girly wasn't interested in adopting. She really wanted a biological baby. In place of a baby for the time being, they got a dog, only for it to have a seizure and die in front of her. Diazien more than likely poisoned the dog, being mad about not being able to have a baby because they got another dog and it mysteriously disappeared. Like, this was Girly getting these dogs.
Oh,
and-
okay.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah. Not too long after the second dog disappeared, Diazien randomly showed up from one of his supposed surgical trips in Mexico with a 3-week-old baby named Dimitri. Diazien told Girly that he adopted Dimitri because his mother in Mexico could no longer care for him, even though the baby was clearly Asian.
Oh, that's good.
Girly didn't love the idea. And she wasn't stupid. This baby was not Mexican, but she embraced Dimitri for the time being.
This guy's off the fucking rails, man.
And I realize now that I didn't put in Dimitri's backstory in this outline, so we might as well just get into it now.
Yeah.
Diazien, we're going to talk about in a little bit how he just scams women and, his whole scheme. He ran his scam on a woman in Canada, got her pregnant, convinced her that the baby had something wrong with him, that because he's a geneticist and, all this blood stuff, that the baby, he could help the baby. She needed to meet him in Mexico to do like whatever thing. So this woman from Canada flew down to Mexico with the baby. Diazien met her there and then just grabbed the baby and left.
Oh my God.
Just took off with it and then showed up and was like, "Hi, wife, here's a baby."
What?
That's not Asian. He's Mexican.
Was the lady an Asian in Canada?
Yes.
Well, I would imagine if it was her baby.
Well, I'm just clarifying. There's nothing. I mean, and its name is Dimitri.
Yeah, I
And
don't-
supposedly
Also
from
a weird
Mexican.
name. Yeah.
From Mexico.
An Asian Mexican baby named Dimitri.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
An Asian baby named Dimitri that you're passing off as Mexican. None of it has 4 plus 3 plus 7 equals 98. Is what you're telling me.
Oof. All right, Diazepam, whatever your name is. Let's go.
Diazepam. Isn't that like a medication?
I think.
Isn't it?
No,
Something.
Something. Zapan.
By January 1998, they had been married for 6 years, and the reality that Diazien had built started to crumble a little bit. First, some woman kept calling their house asking about Dimitri. It was the woman from Canada, like, "Where's my fucking kid?"
Did you fix Dimitri yet?
Yeah.
How do you give her your home number? She's just calling your house phone. Like,
That's weird too.
how do you string this all together?
Unless she tracked it down somehow, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's 1998. You can do that.
You could. That's true. Or maybe the bat phone was in this secret room that nobody was supposed to be in.
Maybe so.
And Girly would be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Quit calling my house." Then other women start calling, asking for Diazien, and with one of them going as far as to say that they were engaged to him. This phone call pushed Girly over the edge, so she decided to go into Diazien's locked room. Diazien started to get forgetful regarding keeping the door locked. Girly knew this, but always just gave him kind of the benefit of the doubt and never went in the room, like kind of respected his wishes type thing. When she went into the room, the first thing she found was a 3-page letter from an Albuquerque attorney. This letter talked about how Diazien's real name, or at least his original name, was Armand Chavez. She went on to read this letter and found that it was for a restraining order against Diazien, filed by a woman Girly didn't know. As she went through everything in this room, the floodgates opened, and she found out who she really had married. Back in 1988, Diazien worked for a wealthy elderly woman, balancing her checkbooks and cooking for her. For 2 years, he managed her finances and cooked her meals. Then one evening, this woman fell deathly ill. She went to the hospital, and it was found that she had been poisoned with arsenic. That night for dinner, she said that Diazien kept being really pushy about eating her vegetables, specifically squash. Like, "Hey, I worked really hard on this squash.
Yeah.
It's a new recipe.
Yeah,
Please
eat
eat
it.
all that squash."
You don't like the squash? What's wrong with the squash?
So he clearly poisoned her, but this woman decided not to press further with any charges or anything like that. She just fired Diazien, and he moved on to the next victim.
I don't like squash.
No?
Not a big squash.
I like spaghetti squash.
So I like spaghetti squash.
Fucking delicious.
I don't like squash. I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like sweet potato French fries.
I like sweet potatoes.
Do you? Yeah. They're so good for you. We're supposed to be so healthy.
Yeah.
Just can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got going on.
Yeah.
It's like those are the only vegetables I think I really don't care for. Other than that, I will eat every other vegetable.
Even lima beans, the most disgusting thing on planet Earth.
I'll eat lima beans. I can't remember the last time lima beans were even offered to me, but
Jesus.
I will eat them.
Fucking horrible.
Really? Lima beans?
The worst thing on earth.
I just remember them being kind of flavorless. Do they have a strong taste? I guess everyone's taste buds are a little
Disgusting.
different. Okay. No lima beans for Dave.
Don't even bring him in the same room as me.
Oh, it's like a whole phobia. Okay.
It's like the butterflies.
Well, yeah, that's you gotta. That's your cross to bear, pal. Some of us are just bitches.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
In 1993, a 72-year-old wealthy single woman dying from cancer put out a personal ad in the Albuquerque Journal looking for a partner. Essentially, this woman was at the end of her life and wanted to hook up with someone. Through this ad, she met Dr. Diazien Hossencofft, who claimed to be a geneticist with a serum that could cure breast cancer and reverse aging. He told her that the serum was now in his blood, like he cured himself, so he needed to inject his blood into her. Diazien had been telling all kinds of people that he had cured his own leukemia. So, like I said, the cure was in his blood pretty much, or it was his blood. Over the next 2 years, she paid him $25,000 a month for these treatments. He also claimed his daughter, which he never had a daughter ever, had died in a car accident, but he would use a strand of her hair to recreate her genetically. He talked this woman into buying him a house in Albuquerque, saying he needed to raise his genetically recreated daughter in it.
He really does blow Keith Raniere out of the water when it comes to the lies and the embellishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Keith just trying to get laid.
It's more than embellishment. Like, this is just straight up.
Keith was just keep trying to get laid, right? Not to minimize the abuse and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Laid / sexually assault. Yeah, I'm just trying to have women.
Yeah.
But I don't remember him like going to the, like, other than just bragging, oh, I'm the smartest man in the world. Here's my IQ. This is just ridiculousness.
Yeah.
By 1995, the woman's son convinced her to go see a real doctor. The oncologist told her that she had 6 to 18 months to live. Her son was furious at Diazien and, took control of the situation, became the court-appointed temporary guardian of his mom and cut Diazien out of her life and got a restraining order against him. That woman ended up dying on January 27th, 1996 from complications related to, not getting real treatment and having Diazien Hossencofft fucking inject blood into you, his own blood.
If that was me, I would have beaten that guy to death and he would have went to the bottom of a lake. And no one would have seen him again.
I mean,
It's fucking wild.
Clearly the first person that we know he scammed in 88, he was poisoning her to get her money.
Yeah.
She was an elderly woman that was in a vulnerable state, even allowing Diazien to balance her money and cook her meals. You know what I mean? So it's already this pattern of just very vulnerable women.
It's the worst kind of person.
Mm-hmm. In the summer of 1996, Diazien went to Supercuts to get a haircut. The woman cutting his hair thought Diazien was funny, charming, and he was a single doctor, so potentially a good partner, seeing that this woman was single with 3 kids. After the third time he got his hair cut by her, they went out on their first date. This woman completely dropped her guard. I don't get it, but being a doctor, he offered to do physicals for her 14-year-old daughter who needed them for sports.
Stop it.
These physicals are weird on so many levels. 1, he's not a doctor. 2, he would just tell the girl to undress and look at her. There was nothing physical, thankfully. Like, he never touched her, but...
What's with these non-physical physicals? How can you have a physical without being physical?
What do they even do for a girl physical? There's no balls to move to the side to make you cough. What the fuck's a doctor supposed to do?
Yeah,
That's what a physical is, right? They feel your balls, they turn your head, and you cough.
They still do. They don't do that anymore, do they?
I haven't had a physical like that. No, I don't think so.
No,
Well, at least
kids,
not.
they do.
I think
Is it for kids only?
For sports.
Is that all it is?
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, do we even have physicals anymore? Like, you go for a checkup, if anything. Like, do they? I don't think I've ever had an adult physical. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm not an
suppose that's
athlete.
right.
I'm not an athlete. I'm not in the military.
Yeah.
What the fuck do they care if I'm a fat piece of shit that eats, Taco Bell 6 times a week? Like, they're just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck, pal. Get out of here. Like, if I touch you, literal grease comes out of your pores, but get the fuck out of here. You're not going to make millions of dollars, and you're not fighting for our country. And we're all better for it.
Right, you are.
Get out of my office, you fat piece of shit. I just like crying in my car, eating Taco Bell to feel better about
Go get your blood tested.
They're like, I'm afraid to touch your balls and make you cough, because if you cough, quesadilla sauce is literally going to come out of your mouth. You fat fuck. Get out of my office.
Then this woman caught Diazien taking blood samples from her 10 and 12-year-old sons without her permission. Diazien told her that he was checking to see if they were bone marrow matches for his supposed leukemia treatment. I don't know what he's doing with all this blood.
Dude, what the fuck you doing with all this blood? You got some kind of fetish?
I need the blood to live.
She also noticed that Diazien was injecting himself 2 to 3 times daily in his pelvis, wrist, or ankles, claiming that it was morphine to manage the pain from his leukemia, which is for real. He was abusing morphine. He doesn't have leukemia or any form of cancer, but he was abusing morphine, and that's the reason that he slipped up or started slipping up and leaving the private room unlocked, stuff like that.
Let me guess, he was getting the morphine by stealing it from elderly cancer patients who he was taking care of, would be my guess, right?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, the thing, like, these are the big ones that we know about. He had 10, 15, 20 women going at
The whole stable.
right. Like all this flying around the country on his supposed surgical things
Unbelievable.
is just going around to keep this all going. Which at that point, it's just be a fucking doctor.
Yeah, the amount of energy. Like,
Right.
could have read all the medical books.
Yeah, put it to good use.
That's a lot to juggle.
Evil. Just evil.
The timeline in this story is really muddy, in part because Diazien had so many scams going on at once. So we're going to go back to Girly finding all of this out, and then we'll circle back around to his next victim in 1998 named Julie McGuire. Because technically she starts being victimized after Girly looked through everything in the locked room. Also, Girly didn't find out about Julie from looking through the contents of this room. Because even when he's getting caught, he's not stopping. Like, he's always looking for someone
Doesn't
new
care
to scam. Girly confronted Diazien about everything that she found, and in response, he flew into a blind rage and became violent. He smacked Girly and held her up against a wall, threatening her. On January 17th, 1998, Girly went to Supercuts and told that lady everything about who Diazien really was. Girly told her, I'm telling you this so you and your kids don't end up in an even worse situation. Please don't tell him that I'm the one who told you. He's very dangerous. The Supercuts lady cut off Diazien and told him that she had heard he was married and she was out. She didn't tell Diazien that Girly was the one who told her, but he knew.
Did Girly get a free, like, Brazilian blowout or anything when she was there?
No, I
Give her
don't think
that
so.
info? Nothing.
Did they even do that at Supercuts?
I don't know.
It's just like $15. They just cut your hair. You don't get an option. Like, they just cut your hair.
They don't have anything like that?
They just cut your hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 2 styles, one for men, one for women,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Diazien went home and immediately put Girly in a headlock and started punching her in the face. He was truly in a blind rage because a friend of theirs, Shelly Abrams, was over hanging out with Girly, and Diazien just came in the house and started attacking Girly in front of Shelly. So he has Girly in a headlock, punching her in the face, and then he started tightening the headlock until Girly passed out. He then dragged her into the bedroom and pulled a bookshelf down on top of her. Shelly ran out of the house across the street to a neighbor's house, a 75-year-old Pedro Tirado, and told him that Diazien was going to kill Girly. Girly is very small. She's a very petite woman.
Yeah.
Pulling a big bookshelf on top of her like that could
kill her.
Yeah, very well kill her.
Yeah.
The side note, Diazien had been scamming Pedro this whole time as well. Pedro had invested a solid chunk of his life savings into a supposed 3-phase cancer treatment that could extend his life. Because people, when he moved in and was telling people that he had leukemia and stuff, people are like, hey, you're not looking sick ever, and you're not dying.
Let me tell you why. Glad you asked, friend. It's my three-prong approach.
The first phase would keep him alive for 8 years. The second would add on another 5, and then the third would get him 2 more years.
So you get 8 years up front included, but then we're going to throw in an additional 5 years. If you act now, we will throw in an additional 2 years beyond that for a total of 15 years, extended life.
Small payments of like $25,000 a month.
It's great. We can spread those out monthly.
Pedro ran across the street and found Diazien holding Girly up against a wall, repeatedly punching her in the face. Pedro got himself in between Diazien and Girly, which gave her enough time to run across the street to Pedro's house and call the police. Diazien was immediately arrested and posted bond, so he was out within 8 hours, and unfortunately Girly decided not to move forward with charges. She was really in love with Diazien. This wasn't like she was trapped in the situation, you know what I mean? Like, this was all a big shock to her. So all of that blew up, and pretty much at the same time, he's starting to scam a new woman named Julie McGuire. Julie owned the Enchantment Lodge in Aztec, New Mexico. She was single and had just turned 50, so she was posting in classified sections online. So the very early days of the internet, so you're very vulnerable to a guy like Diazien because he had already been using the internet as a tool to scam people and prey on people.
He knew how to work it.
That was a big thing of his, was the internet. He responded to her on August 4th, 1998, saying that he had a Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry from a university in Tokyo.
Yeah, Issei Sagawa was my classmate. We dined together often.
Oh, Izzy, we used to call him. Yeah, we used to get together in the mess hall. It was great. He told the funniest jokes.
He also claimed to have a master's degree in organometallic chemistry.
Organometallic?
Like
organometallic?
No, it's orgasm. It's the word. It's when you ejaculate.
What's that one?
That's how I orgasm. I don't know how you guys. Everyone's different, and girls don't. I've studied that. They don't have orgasms. It's just a defect in the human body, the female body.
Chromosomal kind of thing.
Yeah,
God didn't think of that when
They
he
are
was
not capable. Trust me, I've tried to beat science and break that. It's just, you can't do it. You can't fight City Hall and you can't beat science. And that includes the females not being able to have orgasms.
Science, though, they just kind of made Eve from Adam's rib. Maybe that's the problem.
I think that's probably where it started. I
Yeah,
mean, if we're going to go to the root of it, that's probably it. But I don't know. I don't claim to be a scientist.
So he got this organometallic chemistry degree from Stanford University,
Oh, yeah.
a master's in genetic engineering from a university in San Francisco, and a PhD from Cornell. He said that his parents were Japanese and German, that he had a Japanese accent, and he sent her pictures of himself wearing a kimono.
If you wear a kimono, you're Japanese.
100%.
Fucking
Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Hank Moody wore a kimono in a few episodes of Californication, and you used to be able to buy one on the Showtime shop website. I almost bought it a couple times. It looked comfortable, but alas.
Diazien also randomly claimed to be born 2 months premature on a Swedish ship, and he said that he held a level 22 government security clearance.
Oh.
Is that even a thing? Oh, it's a level 22 government security clearance. Yeah, I got one of those. Oh, you're level 18? Yeah, fucking rookie.
But it's weird looking at, they're trying to look at it in like a 1998 light. Like, you're on the internet for probably one of the first times. Most people aren't very familiar with it at that time. And you're talking to this guy. He's all talking about how he's a fucking organometallic chemistry major.
Like, this internet's crazy. The people how lucky am I to run into this guy? You've got mail from Diazepam. You've got Diazepam mail.
You've got mail. Wow.
Diazien told her that he was once married, but that wife had been killed in a car accident by a drunk driver on her way to see him at the San Francisco hospital where he worked.
It's weird how these people get in car accidents. Huh?
It's crazy.
Dangerous out there.
Literally everyone that this guy knows has died in a car crash.
If you know this guy, you should not get into a car because you're destined to get smoked.
Can you imagine if you met someone and then they told you that, like maybe the second time you met them, and you're like, well, fuck, now I know you. Like, why did you do this to me? Fuck off, pal.
Right.
Like, now that I've met you twice, does that mean you know me forever and I have to be terrified?
Yes.
Or does it mean we have to regularly be together or in a relationship? Like, where are the fucking boundaries here, pal? Because I need to know this shit.
You should start walking to all your appointments.
Yeah. Well, nowadays we have the luxury of what? Uber and Lyft.
Still in
and
a
all
car.
that. That's true.
Don't have to be driving necessarily.
That's a very good point. I guess I was just thinking of driving. Yeah. Well, I'm fucking walking.
Cursed. Ride your bicycle.
Getting a pilot's license. I'm going to just fly everywhere. You got, is that your driveway? Nope, that's my runway.
I thought we'd have those all personal flying vehicles by now. It's 2024.
That's what the
I was led
Jetson
to.
said.
Yeah, I was led to believe that we'd be flying everywhere in our own little aircraft by now.
Dave, I still have to wait 20 minutes after cooking pizza rolls to even fucking eat them. Like, if we can't advance that, we are fucked as a society.
Is that your barometer for the height of civilization?
I'm not saying it's my
How
barometer,
fast you can eat your snacks.
but I'm saying if we can't fix that, you think we're going to have fucking everyone has our private airplanes? We're fucked. And it's not going to get any better.
Diazien did tell Julie the truth about Dimitri, or at least, acknowledge that he did have a 2-year-old kid. And he also told her about the serum he had made that was now in his blood that could cure cancer.
Sure.
11 days after their initial conversation, Diazien and Dimitri drove from Albuquerque to Aztec to meet Julie and stayed with her for 3 days. During this visit, Diazien told her that Dimitri was one of 12 boys genetically engineered by the NSA, created using his sperm to fertilize the eggs of 12 different women. He said that all 12 boys were born at 8 a.m. on August 8th, 1996. He explained that this is like next level pivoting or coming up with a story to make, like an excuse or something. He explained that the experiment was named Project Girly, which is why Dimitri kept asking for Girly.
He's like, I have an answer for that.
Oh, that? Simple. Let me explain.
He also started talking about aliens and UFOs for the first time, at least that we know of. He claimed that there were both good and bad aliens and that he himself was an alien. He said that he had been visited by aliens and that the good ones had implanted a chip in the bridge of Julie's nose, making her one of the chosen ones who had to leave Earth before the bad aliens attacked. He told her that she would be taken to a space station in Colorado Springs.
Oh, is that where space stations are situated? Yeah. Colorado Springs?
I mean, I've never been there, so I can't say no.
Diazien also pitched his age-reversing serum, offering her a special deal. Instead of the usual $32,000 per injection, he would give it to her for $3,200.
It's quite a fucking deal. Yeah. That's a hell of a deal.
Fucking A.
You'd have to be a moron to pass that up.
So by this time, this kind of stuff, this age reversing serum is essentially, it's a mixture of his blood and B12, like liquid B12 vitamin.
Okay.
Is what he's selling for typically 32,000. You're getting it for the deal.
And he's still telling everyone he's got leukemia and he's giving out his blood to people too? Or he's not telling them it's his blood? Like, is he kayfabing that it's his blood, or that's what?
I am under the impression that people knew that this was his blood.
Okay. There's so many lies, it's hard to keep track of this web.
He should have did an infomercial, got Billy Mays to sell that shit for him. That could have been awesome.
Jeez, man.
Could have saved Billy Mays from ODing on coke, blowing us hard up.
Is that what he died of? Billy Mays?
I think so.
Was he the orange glow guy?
He was all of them.
But yeah, maybe. That's just how I knew him.
Billy Mays!
With the mustache, with the beard, right? The dark beard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just super aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real aggressive.
But wait, there's more.
Then there was the other guy, the skinny guy, that did a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And he ended up like really going off the rails.
Did he?
Yeah, he got like real fucked up on drugs and stuff.
It's crazy.
The dark world of TV salesmen, TV pitchmen.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah. They don't really do money infomercials anymore. Occasionally, you see like the local car dealerships will buy like those half-hour spots, like if you after the news on the local stations.
Yeah.
It's about all you see anymore.
The car ads in Cleveland are so fucking terrible.
I think it's nationwide. I think it's bad everywhere.
But some of these people, would you buy a car from these jackoffs? I see these guys and I'm like, I would never buy a car from you.
You're like, sir, your
What's
wig is
wrong with
literally
you?
blowing in the wind as you're talking.
So they're just fucking clowns.
Do you think that's part of the shtick, though?
But what about that says I'm going to give you a good deal and I'm a businessman you can trust? They're clowns.
I don't think that's necessarily maybe who the clientele they're going after. I don't know.
Oh my God. I guess.
There's bad ones, though. I agree. It's bad. I was just going to say something with something I said. Now I can't remember.
Also, like car dealerships is another business that doesn't need to exist. Like they donate lots of money and get politicians to keep these laws in place where the like factories can't sell direct to consumers and we need this middleman kind of thing in there.
Yeah, you don't need
Like
that.
look at how much
Don't
money
fucking
they're
do
making with all this, that they have all this money to advertise and everything. They serve no purpose but to inflate the price of the car.
Yeah.
It's a whole industry that should go away.
You can go right to the factory.
Just buy it from the factory
there.
direct.
Yeah. Just put that money back in the pockets of the men and women making those cars.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they're like the biggest political donors in the country. So lo and behold.
We're on a roll. All right, let's get into it. Illegal immigration. How are we going to fix this? What's the problem here? Let's pontificate a little bit. Any hoodles.
I have all the answers.
Yeah.
Just ask me.
At least for car dealerships, we're ready to get rid of them and shitty used car salesmen. Yeah, no time for that.
On January 24th, 1999, Diazien was at home watching TV with Girly in bed. Out of nowhere, Diazien asked her to drive and get him a menu from the Hyatt Hotel bar. He said she could do it the following day. He just really needed her to do it. And he really needed her to take the highway. Not too long after, Diazien got up and left the room. An alarm started going off from the garage, and when Girly went to see what was going on, she found Diazien with tools fucking around by the tires of her car, presumably loosening the lug nuts so she would wreck on the highway.
And in his mind, he's like, all these people I know got killed in car accidents. No one will question it. It's just what happens to people that know me.
Diazien grabbed Girly and started punching her in the face and slamming her head off the side of the car. She got away and ran out of the garage across the street to Pedro's house. The way it's told is like he was trying to shut the garage door on her and like she ran and rolled like, like an action movie style rolled under the garage. The police were called, and as Girly was explaining everything to Pedro and his wife, Diazien busted in and threw Pedro against the wall and demanded to know where Girly was. So he's beating up on this 75-year-old guy now. But Pedro and his wife wouldn't say where she was, and Diazien yelled out that he never wanted to see Girly again and left. When the police arrived, they escorted Girly back to her house to get her belongings. She got a restraining order and saw a doctor. A court-ordered examination documented that, she had numerous cuts, abrasions, and bruises, and it also noted, quote, husband tried to kill her at the top of the evaluation.
Well, a restraining order. Those always work. I guess, good night. Story's probably over now.
It's a foolproof system.
Yeah, can't hurt her anymore.
Or the fuck was this 2 parts? Story's over.
The next day, she started looking for a new apartment and moved to the Valley Grande apartment complex about 2 miles away. The complex had a large fence and night security, and she was able to get an apartment that was at the back, so it was more secluded, and it would make it harder for Diazien to find her. She hid this address from everyone. She was officially out, and she did not want Diazien to have any hint as to where she was. On February 9th, 1999, Girly received her restraining order against Diazien, and she told her coworkers about the situation. Her boss transferred her to another branch of the bank so Diazien wouldn't be able to find her at work. Girly left that meeting with her boss and telling other coworkers that if she was ever late for work, call the cops because Diazien had killed her.
Oh,
Man.
you're like a coworker sitting there like, what now?
Yeah.
This is terrifying. It's terrible that you even have to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the middle of all this shit, Diazien went back to keep the scam going with Julie McGuire. He was now claiming that the NSA was trying to kill him and Dimitri because he had given her the serum at a reduced price, allegedly saying it was worth $1.8 million, and the NSA wanted Diazien to pay that money back or they would kill him. He also said that the NSA wanted to kill the 12 genetically engineered children because they were becoming too powerful and would potentially take over the world.
Fucking A, they would. They got diazepam blood in them.
Diazien told Julie that he needed her to get him 2 passports, one for him, one for Dimitri, so they could flee to China.
What, she owned an enchantment lodge or something. She doesn't work at the State Department. Is she a forger? Where is she getting passports? What does that mean?
I think she wanted to, she had to file the paperwork. That's all I meant.
That's all I mean.
That's the way we treat Declan.
Okay.
Hey, renew my passport.
She's
for
the
me.
admin.
Yeah.
She's got to get his passport pictures taken for the Asian Mexican Dimitri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Girly was gone, Diazien would sometimes leave Dimitri with Julie, and he would warn her not to tell anyone where he was, especially the police or social service people, because they could be NSA agents in disguise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel bad for Girly, and at least how it's told from like friends and family members' point of view, obviously because she's not here to talk. It wasn't like she wasn't happy about having to abandon Dimitri as part of this, but it's like, this guy's gonna fucking kill me.
She can't let him know where he is,
right?
Or
And
let him know where she is.
At the end of the day, it's not my child. He just randomly showed up with this kid. Like, I didn't necessarily want him. Not saying that she didn't, grow a bond with him over time, but
Understandable.
I'm not gonna die for this kid too.
Right.
At the same time,
I agree.
Diazien and Dimitri visited Julie again on May 1st, 1999, and she noticed that Dimitri seemed drugged. A few days later, Julie visited Diazien in Albuquerque. She had to park at a health clinic away from his house because he said that the NSA was watching. Julie still believed that Diazien was a geneticist and a doctor, but she knew something was wrong with how Dimitri was being cared for. She only stayed for a day, but came back a week later to check on Dimitri. And at that point, she knew that there was something really bad about Diazien. Like, yeah, maybe he is a geneticist, but something's wrong, and she didn't want to leave Dimitri alone with him. When she got to Diazien's this time, she found that the bathroom was covered in blood. There was blood in the bathtub, on the countertop, blood-filled needles, and blood-soaked gauze scattered around. Diazien had track marks up and down his arms. He was saying that he had been extracting his own blood for the genetically engineered children that were Project Girly.
It's for the children. Save the children. Gotta protect the children.
I don't like this conversation. Know where it's heading. We should move on. Ian, you can start talking probably real quick.
Julie left on May 11th, but on June 15th, Diazien called her claiming that he was very sick from his leukemia. Julie offered to come and take care of Dimitri until he felt better, and Diazien told her that she could drive straight to his house, this time because the NSA had not been around for a while. She arrived at his place around 1:30 a.m. took Dmitri and was home by 9 a.m. When she got Dmitri home, she found bruises on his temples. His rectum was swollen, and she noticed that Dmitri's penis was unclean and had a red rash all over it. When Julie gave Dmitri a bath, he complained about sore toes. She found small holes in between each toe, which was later found to be from Diazien injecting Dmitri with small amounts of morphine.
Oh my God.
How old was Dimitri at this point? Roughly?
3 to 4.
Still children.
All right, we get it.
I would assume he was
have
also taking the kid's blood too. He was
Something. Yeah.
always taking blood.
Yeah.
I never give the children morphine. Come on, what's wrong with me? Morphine? They sleep in my bed. I sleep on the floor. No morphine. No swollen rectums. That didn't happen. The children.
Why do we continue to let him talk? We just gotta go. It's time to move on.
Want a swollen booty hole.
Oh, do we know we don't even invite this asshole here. Why does he keep showing up? Declan, come get him.
Julie decided to confront Diazien, who claimed Dmitri had been playing with a pin, which he was like poking himself in between his toes. But Julie wasn't buying it and contacted Aztec's Department of Social Services. They told her that since Dmitri was from Albuquerque, they could only transfer his case to Albuquerque Social Services. Julie then asked a friend in local law enforcement to do a background check on Diazien. She found that he was married to a woman named Girly and was going through a divorce. He had been charged multiple times with domestic violence and was actually born in Houston, not Switzerland, and that his original name was Armand Chavez. He was not born Diazien Hossencofft.
That name's faker than my nose.
So clearly, Diazien didn't need Julie to watch Dmitri because he was sick from leukemia. It was actually because he had a court date set for July 8th, 1999 for violating the restraining order. On at least 3 occasions, Diazien violated the order just to tell Girly that she would be dead soon and no one would find her body. Another time she found her windshield of her car smashed, and although she knew it was Diazien, she couldn't prove it. But she could prove the other times he violated the order because there were witnesses. Unfortunately, Diazien just got away with a slap on the wrist at this court hearing. People like Diazien, from all these episodes we've covered about guys like this, they just keep moving forward and prey on people, and it's just a never-ending process. He met his final victim to scam in late July or early August 1999. That woman was named Linda Henning, and that's where we'll pick back up on part 2. Part 2 will get into Linda Henning, David Icke, and the reptilian aliens.
David Icke's even going to be making an appearance here?
He is.
How
He was in
about
the
that?
same room as Diazien.
No shit.
God damn. That's a lot of stuff in one part.
Something.
Like it's hard to wrap your head around.
And we still have to introduce two more people
Yeah.
to this story.
That's a weird one for sure. This guy was...
I think he was in such panic mode with Girly filing for divorce that she was officially done with this because the scams would unravel at that point. She found everything.
She knew about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she found all of this.
She could
stuff
blow
out.
him up. Understood. Say no more. I mean, till next week.
Then
Then you can say some more.
tell us a lot more. All right. Well, it's hard to ask like any final thoughts because we're halfway through a story, so
Yeah.
can't really get into that.
Yeah, next week we'll get into Linda Henning. She's a very wild individual. Talk about UFO groups, UFO meetings, at like public libraries and things.
That's what the story needs.
Yeah.
More UFOs talk now.
Like MUFON?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
As long as it's not that bullshit nightcap.
How gullible UFO people can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
All right.
Dave, what do you got for us on the Patreon?
We would like to thank new patrons Carson H., Richard A. Woods, Molly Cox, Kimmy T., Katie Did 17, Lauren Souls. God damn it, Renee, you got me hooked. Now I'm paying for this shit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hell of a purchase, sir.
Good job, Renee.
Declan, Union Organizer. Yvette Cortez, Sean Bryant, Alyssa, those damn Chase girls, Amy Whitaker, Marianne Bouchard Landry, Mike Westcott, Boobert Belinsky, Colonel Glazer of the Soggy Waffle Bukkake Brigade.
Glazer.
Glazer. Jackie, Alex Sells, Casey Anthony's Juicy Beaver Queef, Casey
Boy.
Juicy Beaver Queef, Casey, Shane Davenport, and Bernadita Valenzuela. Thank you, new patrons. Enjoy yourself.
What do we got on the reviews, Ian?
4 iTunes, 1 for Whiskey Stew and JK930. Thank you guys.
Anything else on your end, Dave?
I do not have another thing.
That is all.
That is all. That's all
Okay.
there is. There ain't no more.
We are on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at Necronomipod. Patreon.com/Necronomipod for all of our bonus content. Amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merch, and Necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.